Let us now do some supplementary reading. We spoke a lot about dyslexia, dysgraphia. Reading aloud helps you to become better, remember pronunciation better. Now, here we have a supplementary reading. God, this is Charles. So, a little boy Charles is writing a letter. Read the following letter written by Charles. Okay? You write letters, do you? Yes, here Charles is not writing, actually is typing a letter to God. Here, the lesson is all about God, this is Charles. God, this is Charles. Okay. God, this is Charles. Try to guess the meaning of the new words. Check the dictionary as we go on. Dear God, this is Charles. I turned 12 the other day. If you noticed, I am typing this letter to you. Sometimes it is hard for me to write, you know. It is the thing called dysgraphia. They all say that I also have attention deficit disorder, often learning disabilities accompanied by ADD. My IQ was tested at 140, but if you grade my cursive, you will feel that I don't have a mind. I never could hold a pencil right away. I never could write on the lines. Every time I tried, but my hand would cramp up and the letters would come out sloppy. The lines would be too dark and the mark would get all over my hands. Nobody wanted to switch papers with me to grade them because they could not read them. Keith could, but he moved away. My brain does not sense what my hand is doing. I can feel the pencil, but the message does not get home right. I have to grip the pencil tight so that my brain knows that I have it in my hand. It is much easier for me to explain the things by talking than to write. I am really good at dictating, but my teachers do not always let me. If I am asked to write an essay on my holiday trip, it is like a punishment for me. But if I can dictate it or just get up and talk about it, I can describe my trip so well. If I got graded on art, I would fail for sure. There are so many things that I can picture in my mind, but my words just do not draw these pictures the way I see them. It is okay. I am not complaining. I am really doing fine. You see, you gave me a wonderful mind and a great sense of humor. I am great at figuring things out and I love to debate. We have some great discussions in class. That is where I really shine. I want to be a lawyer when I grow up, a trial lawyer in fact. I know I would be good at that. I would be responsible for researching the crime, examining the evidence, and truthfully presenting the case. My parents want to help me, so they have brought me a laptop to take to school. My teacher is the best of the year. I am allowed to do a lot of my work on the computer. We have to do a project every Friday, and guess what? She let me use my computer for the artwork. For the first time, I'll be able to show everyone some things I have in mind. God, this is a thank you letter. Just to let you know, I am doing fine. Life is hard sometimes, but you know what? I expect the challenge. I accept the challenge. I have the faith to see myself through anything. Thanks for making me. Thanks for loving me unconditionally. Thanks for everything. Yours lovingly, Charles. You like the letter? Here's a poor little Charles with ADD, dysgraphia, attention deficit disorder. He says he cannot write. Even if he writes, the boy sitting next to him, he is not able to read what is. He says he has ideas, but he cannot put it on the paper. The ink comes all over his hand. He doesn't know what is happening to the lines and his writing. He says he has a lot of difficulties and he's telling God all this. Writing a letter on his computer and he's telling God, see, these are my difficulties. He can talk very well. He says, if you give me a composition, it's a big punishment for me. But he says if the composition is for talking, he can talk very clearly, he says. He knows his abilities. He knows himself very, very clearly. He says, I know I can do this, I can debate. I can hold a discussion and I know I'll be very fine. So he knows what he's capable of, what are his strengths he knows. Then he goes on to say, tell God that he's going to be a lawyer. And trial lawyers are supposed to be tough. He also said that he would like to be responsible for researching crime, examining evidence. All these are difficult things, but that his mind is able to do, not sit and copy and write. His parents, Charles' parents, they feel sorry for him. So they wanted to help him out, so they got him a laptop. And Charles is very happy that his parents gave him a laptop. He took to school and the teacher was supportive. Teacher said, okay, you can do your project, your artwork. And he is also very proud that he can show all his abilities to his friends. Now he thanks God. The last part is very moving. He knows that he's a ADD child and he knows he's got dysgraphia and he's telling God, this is what moved me a lot. God, this is a thank you letter for letting you know I am fine. Charles is telling God, I'm fine. With all my difficulties, I'm fine. Life is hard at times. You can't get everything what you want, you see. I also accept the challenge of being a student, he says. Then he goes on to say, I have the faith to see myself through anything. And lastly, he says, God, I thank you for making me, for loving me unconditionally, and I thank for everything. How beautiful, isn't it? Do you ever thank God? You are better than Charles. You have no dysgraphia, no dyslexia, no dyscalculia. You are fine. As they said, only about 5 to 10 children in every class has this. But if you are 30, all you 25 students are very good. And if you support children like this, I'm sure class will be a better place. But what you need to do is understand, all of you, all the 25 of you maybe, you don't have such difficulties. But do you ever say, Lord, I thank you for making me. I thank you for everything. That moves anybody to see the beautiful person that Charles is. Now, shall we go through some questions? We have some 9 questions to tackle here, and here we go. Okay? Questions.